everyone, and welcome back to the Zbricks Show. My name's Zach. I'm your host, and it's 2021. This is the first podcast episode of 2021. It's awesome. Hopefully this year will be better than last. But with this year also comes a very special anniversary, and that is the 10th anniversary of Ninjago. Both the TV series, Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu, and the Lego set line, the Lego set theme. And it's very special. I mean, we've had all sorts of great stuff from it over the years. We've had Ninjago Legacy with remakes of old sets. We've had kind of a revamp or a reboot of Ninjago. Not really a hard reboot, but a reboot in the show with seasons 11, 12, and 13. It's been great. And I have two guests here to talk with me today. I've got TitaniumJay52 and Djinnblade8304. Do you want to start us off and tell us a little bit about yourself and your YouTube channel, Titanium J?
Absolutely. I'm TitaniumJay52. On my channel, I haven't been uploading much as of recent, but I do mainly Ninjago stuff, dabbling Star Wars a little bit. I do have some content planned, so keep an eye out for that. And yeah, and you'll also catch me on other people's streams like Brick Hive, London Bridge Bricks, Bricksmith. Just hanging out. Enjoying Lego and Ninjago, having a good time.
Awesome. And how about you tell us a little bit about yourself too, Djinnblade?
Alright, so I'm Djinnblade8304. I also do a lot of Ninjago stuff. I mainly focus on the sets as opposed to the TV show. I do typically build videos of each of the sets, which I'm currently actually working on one right now. So I'm also on a bunch of the Brick Tech streams, and I'm frequently on Instagram as well. I've been more active on Twitter.
Awesome. Well, thank you, guys. So where to start? I've got a few just facts straight up before we start, and they're not really facts. I guess it's more of just comparisons with the runtime of Ninjago's show line and some others. So I did a little bit of searching. By that I mean 10 minutes on Google. And I wanted to find some other TV shows that may be well known that have had similar runtimes to Ninjago. So the following three TV shows each had a runtime of 12 years, which is close to Ninjago, and I'm sure Ninjago will go on to 12 years. But we've got The Big Bang Theory for one, Dallas, and, oh gosh, what was the third? Hawaii Five-0. Three, I guess, pretty well-known TV shows that have gone on for a similar runtime. So if you take into comparison how long those have gone on, and maybe you know those better than you know Ninjago. Ninjago's been around a while, and it's really evolved over time. Yeah.
Yeah, same.
It's crazy to think that it's been 12 years. I remember personally myself. I went to Legoland with my grandmother, and that's where I first got Ninjago sets. I got that Spinjitzu trainer sets and stuff, but it's really awesome, and it means a lot to all three of us. And we've all been watching since it first aired, and it's really stuck with us, hasn't it, guys?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's become very expensive.
Yeah, it has. It really has. But I mean, there was even the movie too. I forgot to mention that. Now, we don't talk about the movie. that
I
was.
enjoyed the movie. I don't know how you guys feel, but I enjoyed the movie.
I think the movie would have been more okay with me if I hadn't been a fan of the show for 7 years or however long it had been. But being a fan of the show, I did not like it one bit.
I feel like if you just forget about the show, then the movie's enjoyable.
Yeah.
But if you start thinking too much about how it compares to the show, then
yeah, and there was that whole cat thing too in the movie. Did the cat have any significance besides it just Ninjago? No, it didn't. But yeah, we're just here to talk about the progression of Ninjago. It's how things have changed from season to season, from wave of sets to wave of sets, and what better to start with the pilot season of Ninjago. So the Ninjago pilot season first aired on January 14th, 2011. And it was 2 episodes, so there was essentially it's just a ninja meeting all the ninja, and you've got Garmadon and all the skeletons and stuff. But I mean, it was really cool right away. I absolutely loved it, and I was hooked right away. And I guess you guys were too, if y'all stuck with it. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a fantastic way to start it.
Yeah, I got my first Ninjago set December 2011 because it was just from a friend of mine for my birthday, and I was like, this is really cool. It was a Skull motorbike. Small set, but it was cool, and I looked more into Ninjago, and it was so amazing.
It really is.
I think my first set was Earth Dragon Defense. I got it at Walmart for some. I don't know why I got it. All I know is that it was. I think it was like a reward or something. So we went to Walmart. We were doing our usual grocery shopping. I was like, she was like, go pick. My mom was like, go pick out like a Lego set for like $30, $40. And I was like, ooh, Earth Dragon. This looks cool. Let's do this.
Yeah, there were great sets in the first wave, and there were a lot. I've gone back and looked. There were a ton of great sets. I mean, you've got probably my personal favorite is the Lightning Dragon Battle, and oh my gosh, is it expensive now. But it's a great set.
I found a deal for $100 back in March of last year.
Did you actually? Wow.
I did.
That's a steal.
Yeah,
Did you get it?
I did. I got it. I did it during the quarantine streams that we were doing on Zbricks Show Live.
Yeah.
I found it while I was searching to do that when we were streaming. I was like, I need this.
Yeah.
I absolutely need this.
Absolutely. I would have taken that in a heartbeat. But there was some awesome stuff from season 1. It's just what better way could there have been to start your show? It's automatically threw you into the action 5 minutes into the first episode, and the skeletons have stolen Nia and all sorts of wacky stuff, and it was just fantastic. And that was all revisited, of course, in season 3. Or no, it was season 2. No, yeah, season 2.
Season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was counting the pilot as season 1, but I forget it's not really season 1.
That's one of the things that triggers me most.
Yeah.
Not a season, people. Not a season.
Yeah. But, I mean, it was just a great way to start it. And then there was Rise of the Snakes right around the corner with, I think, in my opinion, one of the best Ninjago villains, if not the best Ninjago villain we've ever had, Pythor. Absolutely fantastic. And all the serpentine.
I like Scales more than Pythor.
I think Scales is really interesting. I like Scales almost just as much.
Yeah, I like both of them. The Serpentine were a really, really good villain when they were first introduced.
Definitely.
They got annoying after a while, but
Yeah, but at first there's so much variation, having the 5 different tribes, and then you had Pythor leading them, and
Yeah.
the whole quest with the Great Devourer. And it was really good, really encapsulating.
One thing I've loved about Ninjago and its villains, it's done it several seasons. It's almost poetic sometimes. It's the Serpentine. They follow basically their savior, Pythor, to what they think is the key to finally regaining Ninjago for themselves. And in the end, they realize that he's really just a maniac, and he's gonna kill them all by releasing this Devourer. It's a insane thing. And then you got Scales becoming king in the next season for one day, but it's just so interesting how all the Serpentine work with their chain of command, and they have great chemistry with each other too, the tribes. It just made for a really interesting enemy group, and I loved it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you had the sets, and they were the, I don't remember getting many of these. Y'all may have more than I have now. But they had the beautiful sets. Our first Destiny's Bounty. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
The Destiny's Bounty is great in the show. It has great meaning, and it has a great introduction too. I love the Destiny's Bounty just in general.
Yeah.
It's
got to be the most iconic thing in Ninjago.
Oh, for sure.
well, monastery. The monastery is pretty iconic.
Yeah, it's pretty iconic.
Of that until, what, 3 years ago?
Yeah. But yeah, the Destiny's Bounty, just kind of funny side note, that's what I painted on my senior parking spot this year. So it's I don't know, it's just very iconic to, I think, all Ninjago fans. Everyone recognizes the bounty. Even if you don't really know Ninjago, you probably know, if you're a LEGO fan, you probably know what the Destiny's Bounty is. They've remade it many times, and it's just fantastic every time.
This new one's pretty nice, though.
It is.
Yeah, it is great.
I don't own it yet, but a friend does, and it is fantastic. But anyways, with the sets for Season 2, they were all great. Along with the ninjas, their Destiny's Bounty, we had the Serpentine vehicles, which I love.
Yeah, the Serpentine vehicles totally brought, like, a very different element.
Yeah.
I love the lime green color.
Yes.
Lego. Like, that color is just, it's so good, and it works so well with that.
Yeah, and they had interesting vehicles, too, and they all have, like, the big serpent head on them. You had the Fangpire truck, the Rattlecopter, the Wrecking Ball. Yeah.
The bike cycle.
Yeah.
Bike cycle, whatever it's called.
And then you had that very questionable Fangpire mech, too. So.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that.
No, that's another thing we don't talk about, yeah. But, interesting fact about that set, I don't know if y'all know, but the Scythe of Quakes is built differently in that set for some reason.
Yeah.
No reason
It looks
why.
like it has the dragon head on it, which I find very cool.
It is cool, but they should not have made it different. I don't know. It really just, like, hurts my brain.
It was weird to make it different. I think it was just to use that new piece that they had introduced with the spinners.
Yeah.
The spinners. Oh, the spinners.
Oh, we haven't talked about spinners. Spinners. Oh, man.
Spinners are wonderful.
Absolutely. I remember when I was in lower school, I got some of those, like, after... I remember going to store after school and spending what little, like, money I had on spinners just because I love them so much. They're fantastic. Man.
I think the best spinner of all time is the Lloyd's EX spinner. It's just... I can't even let you guys debate it because it's so iconic. It's one of the best... It's one of the best small Ninjago sets of all time, and I think it's the best spinner.
Definitely. And those NRG ones, too.
Yeah.
Those NRG
They're
spinners.
expensive. I finally completed my collection of those.
Oh, gosh,
pretty
yeah.
recently as well.
I can't find an NRGJ sealed for less than $50. There's no NRGJs on Bricklink. Not even the minifigures. I've wanted one for so long.
It's crazy.
I may or may not have bought my Energy Day from Bricklink. Like, what was that? It was like in August last year.
Yeah, I think you were telling me about that, and I'm just jealous. Man, it's a great, great character. Great figure. And I think the reason it's rare, there were like manufacturing errors or something. I don't know.
I got my first two spinners in 2012. They were Cold DX and Whiplash. And I collected a few more. And then eventually I started going back and collecting all the ones I'd missed. And poetically, Lloyd's EX was the last one that I got. And that was not long before the Ninjago movie.
Yeah.
It was quite a fun endeavor. I remember, I know my Energy J I found on eBay for $40 sealed.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Pretty good. I thought it was a pretty good deal, considering what I could find. Yeah, but those spinners, they were great.
Man, I still have all mine. I actually went to my local resale store, I guess it was a few weeks ago, and they're of course open, but I got like 3 of them with their crowns for like $5. No figures, just the spinners, and I was just like, might as well. I love these things. So,
Yeah,
They're great. Even without the figures and the cards and stuff, like they're great.
yeah. I mean, I never understood the card game. I had a neighbor over, and I had no idea how to do it at all. I was not going to read those instructions.
Yeah, the card game was a little bit difficult to figure out. Some cards were more difficult than others.
Yeah.
One of these days I'll try to figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I saw someone not too long ago. It was on a stream. They had a... maybe it was one of y'all, but it was like a big old binder. Just full of the sleeves and
That's probably me.
all the cards. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe
I
it.
want to do that.
I have no idea where mine are.
I don't know what the best way to do it is. I'll have to figure something out. But
I have some of my Chima cards scattered around my collection. I don't know where my Ninjago ones are, though.
oh, we'll have to talk about that when we get to 2013.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But, I had a few spinners. Not too many, but I had a few. I got that, whatever, I think it's Kai D, Kendo Kai. He came in the little one with the green snake. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah,
It was like a starter set.
I know it's talking about that trading set.
Yeah.
I have like 4 of those. I don't know why. I have 4 of them.
That was a fun little set. I think I got that for my birthday. But yeah, I don't know, the spinners were just great. And I don't know, I find myself just messing around with them from time to time. They're fun. But after Season 2, Pythor's downfall, we move on to Season 3. Oh, no, wait, no, Season 2. Oh my gosh. A second time I've been caught up on this. So, Season 2, Legacy of the Green Ninja. What a season. Supposed to be the last season of Ninjago, was all it was. And now, look, we've got 11 more seasons than that. But what a fantastic season. The first half, questionable. I still really enjoy it, though.
A lot of filler. The first half was a lot of filler.
It was filler, but
Yeah.
I will say, I am beyond disappointed. Because when we saw those Destiny Bounty leaks for this Legacy one, it had the Mega Weapon in it. I was like, no way we're getting a Mega Weapon. But no, we didn't
That
get
was
it.
unfortunate.
That better be in the summer wave or we riot.
I know. It was going to be our first, filler Mega Weapon season, whatever, set. And I was so excited. Man, I love the Mega Weapon episodes. I'm like the only one, I guess. But, I mean, Pirates vs. Ninja is like one of my favorite Ninjago episodes. I love it so much. I don't like that one where they go back in time as much, but I love
My favorite from that season, besides like the finale, the final 2, was Ninja Ball Run.
That's
Yes.
another great one,
Why?
yes. Yes, Ninja Ball Run is
Ninja
fantastic.
Ball Run.
I just love seeing all these different characters interact.
Yeah.
Because we'd seen so many just like side characters, people we encountered once.
I wish they'd do more of that. They haven't done something like that since that, and they need to bring something like that back.
Yeah, we had Captain Soto and his pirates were in the race. We had Scales. They had escaped on the snake bus, and they were being chased by the police in the race. The police joined the race. We had Mailman.
Cole's dad, Jay's parents.
Yeah,
The Postman.
the Postman, yeah.
The school bus. The kids
Oh, yeah, the
from
Darkley's boarding school or whatever.
And even
Yeah.
the skeletons, too.
Yeah, they were in it.
That,
The
that would've been
big
sad.
skull truck.
Like a giant Darkly boarding school, but we need a boarding tower first.
Yeah,
we do.
yeah, that's another set we should get. And even if we don't get a set, the figures.
To this year.
Yeah. But, yeah, fantastic stuff. But anyways, after this Mega Weapon thing that we've been drilling on about, the Mega Weapon is just great. We move on to the real meat and potatoes of the season, which was, we find out Lloyd's mom has been alive this whole time. Misako's now in the show. And they basically get attacked by the Stone Army. Stone Army comes up from under the ground. Ninjago City's basically leveled. And Ninja have to set out to stop Garmadon and the Overlord on the Dark Island. It's really fantastic and really thrilling. Because you think this is the final battle. This is what they've been going on about since the pilot, the final battle. And they're almost there. Now, of course, it isn't the final battle. But
It never is. Any battle that's the final battle is never truly the final battle.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Every single time they're like, oh, this is the big baddie, but there's always a bigger baddie the next season. Yeah, but, man, what a great second half of the season, too. It was amazing. Amazing to see, especially that final battle. Now, I don't love the last episode as much as I like the second to last episode. I love Garmatron. I love seeing them fight on the beach. I think that's a lot. I just personally think that's a better battle. It goes on for longer. Is Lloyd versus the Overlord on the beach. I just enjoy that one more.
And we all knew Lloyd was gonna win. We all just knew that. So it was kind of well, yeah, he's gonna win. So but tune in next week anyway to watch him win.
Oh yeah. And I've got to say, one thing that I absolutely love, and I just go back and rewatch this clip from time to time, is when Dr. Julian saves Lloyd with the bounty. I never saw that coming when I watched that episode, and I don't know, that's just something that I found really awesome at the time. And I don't know,
Yeah.
he's a very not weak character, but he's a side character for sure. He doesn't have a lot of screen time, and he did something really important, and it really caught me off guard. And
Yeah.
I don't know, it was fantastic the way they used his character in that episode.
Yeah.
But
It's also one of the many times we see the bounty destroyed.
oh yes,
Oh god.
that's a great question to ask any Ninjago fan. Is how many times has the Destiny's bounty been destroyed?
I ran out of fingers.
Let's see. There was end of season 1, end of season 2.
That's
I
actually
guess you
it.
could
Because
count
after that's the
seasons.
Destiny's Bounty 2.0 after that. Got him.
I guess you could count season 7. It didn't really get destroyed, but it got wrecked with the Vermilion.
When did it get wrecked?
They just launched a bunch of catapult eggs.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the dumbest episode of any TV show I've ever seen.
Yeah,
One of
then
the dumbest.
Season 8. Then
Season 8's destroyed twice. Because the Oni Titan crushes it, too.
I guess you could kind of count season 13. It didn't really get destroyed, more just
Damaged a little bit.
yeah.
Man, so many times.
Destiny's Bounty getting destroyed is almost
They put that
iconic
shit
as
through
the
so
Destiny's
much.
Bounty itself.
Yeah, it's just a trope at this point. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bet it happens season 14.
I'm sure it'll happen sometime
Yep,
this year.
man. I mean, it just happens every time. But of course, season 2 ends with arguably the best battle in Ninjago, the most climactic fight, and that's the Overlord versus Lloyd as the ultimate Spinjitzu master. It's awesome. Garmadon comes back as a good guy, and it's awesome. It's just a great way to end that season. There are some really expensive sets from that season now, especially that Golden Dragon.
There's what was it, 6 sets?
Yeah.
I definitely think that's one of the weakest waves of Ninjago sets by far.
Yeah.
But the Temple of Light is beautiful. Garmatron is kind of disappointing because it's not accurate in the way that you think it is. Because it's just
It's too
the
small.
way it's
Yeah.
with the treads. The treads aren't.
Yeah. Although it is nice to get it as kind of smaller. I would have rather... I've seen this guy on Instagram who's building a really big version of it right now. That's cool. But
I think I saw that.
But yeah, it's a little bit underwhelming, but it's still a good set.
Yeah.
That was... I bought that secondhand probably about 5 years ago. But now, on to Season 3, rebooted. And quite literally rebooted because they brought back the show when they didn't think they were going to. I guess it just had so much critical acclaim from fans that they just had to. They liked that money, and I'm glad they brought it back.
People found out that it was getting canceled, and then they go talk to your customer service, is it true that Ninjago's getting canceled? Well, yeah, it's only one of our 3-year themes. It's done. No, you can't cancel it. My son loves it. I love it. What do you mean you're canceling it?
Yeah, it was really unfortunate to hear it was getting canceled, but I'm so glad that it continued going. It's absolutely awesome. And Season 3 is one of my favorites. Now, this is where we get into the section of... a lot of people complain about Season 3 because of how the episodes were released. And it was...
I was not a fan.
No.
No, thank you.
No, we had to wait 2 months in between episodes. And it was awful.
Yeah.
Whoever was in charge of that, I love Ninjago, but I'm sorry, you really should not do. You should not be making those decisions anymore. But that was a catastrophic failure. But the episodes were really great. I love them. I love how Wu turns evil. I love Garmadon fighting Wu, and they're kind of like reversed roles now. I found that really interesting. And of course, you have Zane's sacrifice at the end, which is awesome and totally.
That is.
Oh yeah.
Probably by far the saddest scene in Ninjago.
Absolutely.
I don't think anything will ever top it.
Yeah. There are sad scenes in Ninjago, but nowhere near as sad as that.
Yeah, that was like the first sad scene that we really got, and it was
very emotional.
Yeah.
And then they undo it 5 minutes later by saying he's alive. But it's okay.
Yeah.
It's still a very good ending. People still talk about the plot hole. How did Zane kill the Overlord exactly? But I guess he just cooled him down too much. I don't know. But I mean, Lloyd couldn't stop the Overlord and Zane can. But it's still a good ending. It's a great ending. Very emotional. And the sets for that wave were good too. There were good sets. The Ninjoid Mech Dragon. You had...
Battle for Ninjago City.
Oh, yes. Another very expensive, awesome
so
set.
Many good sets.
Oh, yeah. That was a very, very good set.
I think it's one of the stronger waves.
Oh, yeah.
Like back in the early days, there was a lot of strong sets. There was also a couple of duds in there.
Yeah.
Like the Hover Hunter, and there was another one too.
Destructoid I wasn't a big fan of. That's the one that had Mindroid in it, though, and gotta love Mindroid. Man. Mindroid's a legend. He's the one that stops General Cryptor. Sorta, kinda. So.
Yeah. Also, I always found it really amusing that there was the exclusive Zane in the Destructoid.
Yeah.
And then that Zane showed up more than the battle-damaged one that was in the Ninjacopter.
Yeah.
I have like 3 or 4 copies of them.
I don't have that one, the one that came in the Destructoid. I only have the Ninjacopter one. I got that from a friend. But yeah, the Ninjacopter too, great set. Then you had the Thunder Raider. Love that one. I have the Legacy version, and they're both good. Absolutely awesome wave. But yeah. So, moving on to Season 4. This is a fan favorite for sure. We meet a lot of Elemental Masters in this season. Like, a lot. You've got Master Chen as the main villain, and Klaus, his right-hand man, the crazy dark magician. He gets swallowed up by his own portal. But yeah, and the Elemental Masters, of course, they're awesome. We got Karloff, we've got Skylar, Neuro, and then you've got all the other smaller side ones. You've got like Gravis, Jacob, Bolobo, all those ones that came in the Tournament of Elements set this year. Man, what a set. I haven't gotten it yet, but I intend on it.
Just finished building it earlier today. It's really good.
Dude, I'm so happy we're getting Jacob. Jacob was one of my favorite Elemental Masters, and I'm so happy to have him. But, very cool. But yeah, it absolutely opened up the world of Ninjago much more. From what Ninjago was, kind of like a small world, kind of what you would think. Now it's very expanded. All these Elemental Masters from different places, and it really has opened things up a lot to new possibilities, new characters, and some of them play major roles in following seasons. I really loved all of them, and I think it was a very good decision. A very well-made season. Yeah.
I'd love to see them appear for the 10th anniversary. I think with the release of the Tournament of Elements set, it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they tend to like put those sets into the show somehow.
Yeah.
Like they've been doing that.
I mean,
So,
you know,
see.
one thing I just put 2 and 2 with. This is kind of a jungle season. What if we had Bolobo back, or something like that? That might be
I have a
neat.
feeling he might show up.
That would be
the
cool.
season is supposedly called the Island, so what if they like end up back on Chen's Island?
That's a thought. That's an interesting
It's possible.
thought. What if it's been overtaken by these people? Yeah. That's interesting, and I like that idea. That would be really cool. But yeah, season 4 was great, and I think it was an okay wave of sets. You of course have the extremely iconic Boulder Blaster, or as any
underrated Ninjago set in the history of Ninjago sets.
Yeah, it's a great set.
Yeah.
It really is.
And I mean, as any Ninjago fan should call it, the Rotojet, not the Boulder Blaster, by Lego's name. But
And I believe that was also, is that the only wave where we got 2 ninja suits?
maybe no, because rebooted.
No.
Rebooted, we had
Well,
stone armor.
We didn't get the full suits.
That's true.
I'm saying like in the wave of sets.
Maybe season 2 with Kendos and ZXs.
Well, yeah, but the Kendo armor wasn't featured heavily in the show.
That's true.
It was
Also,
featured like that one singular scene and never seen again.
Yeah, except for Jay's in another episode.
yeah,
But these suits, like you got the tournament suits, and then the jungle suits, kind of each had half and half.
yeah. So, season 4 was great. You, of course, Chen and all of his army turn into Anacondri. Some crazy antics ensue. All the... Huh?
Yeah, Pythor did.
Oh, yeah. Pythor comes back, and he becomes a good guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that season had a great ending. I love the Corridor of Elders battle. It was a lot of fun. Great way to end a season. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. Season 5. This is a lot of people's favorite season. And
This is one of my top 5.
this is a very cinematic season. Definitely a very well-made season. The writers and Tommy and Drayson knocked it out of the park. Absolutely fantastic. Cole turning into a ghost. Wow. What a move. What a good move.
Twist.
Yeah, I mean, came right out of left field. Then you had oh gosh. Oh, Nia, Water Ninja.
Yeah.
You got
Nia became a
Ronin,
ninja.
a great new character.
Yeah, Ronan was great.
Yeah, and then of course Moro.
Ghost Army.
Yes,
Yes.
the preeminent and a very climactic final sequence in that season. Lloyd goes back. He sees his father, who died at the end of season 4. Says goodbye to him one last time. Very, very nice final battle. Really cool. The preeminent was kind of neat. And of course, Nia gets her true potential and sinks it. But yeah, it's a great season for sure. Very, very well done. The sets were good.
Absolutely.
I liked the sets.
Yeah.
The ghosts were really interesting figures. And you, of course, got the air jitsu gimmick, which I really liked.
It was nice to see a new gimmick from Ninjago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Edgerton's gone now, and it's never coming back.
Yeah.
You know, they just forgot how to do it.
They just stopped.
Yeah, I bet Spinjitzu Burst will never be used again as well.
No, that's never coming back.
But yeah.
And 2015, that was the first year to have 2 Ninjago seasons in one year.
Yeah.
And both of which were very well done. And I believe Shadow of Ronin also came out that year.
I think so, yeah.
I forgot about that.
I never played it, but I have a friend that played it, and he really loved it.
See, that game didn't make any sense to me, because
It was non-canonical.
the tournament of elements, like the full tournament of element suits, and then it showed Ronin, which weren't even in the same season. So like,
It made no sense.
It was non-canonical. I think it was just after season 4, and then they just didn't
Did it.
include it in season 5.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm glad they didn't. It was kind of wacky, but you know.
Yeah.
So season 5, really great season. A very nice season. And now on to me and Djinnblade. We have a little bit of argument about season 6. It's my favorite season. One of his least favorite seasons.
The season with a passion.
Yeah.
I hate this season a lot.
I'm kind of in the middle. I have mixed feelings about the season.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I see where people come.
The most. It didn't even happen.
Exactly.
Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Season doesn't exist. I'm convinced.
But yeah, I get where people come from, where they don't like season 6 because it didn't happen. But it all comes from 2 reasons for me. Jay is my favorite ninja, and I'm a Jaya shipper. So you know that's the reason why I love season 6. But it's great. I loved it. I guess Djinnblade hates it. TJ's meh about it.
I have mixed feelings. I mean, I feel like the only point of it in the end was to just get Jay and Nia back together, which, you know, probably could have happened without the world nearly ending.
Yeah.
And, I mean, there were good parts, and I did like the idea that the ninja were actually defeated and taken down by Nauticon, and then he used his powers for his own.
Yeah.
And it did have some good character development for Jay, for sure, and
definitely
for Nia as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's also that point where just time gets reversed and the whole season kind of feels pointless.
Yeah. It was. I think it's a very interesting season. I like the villains. I liked, for sure, Nauticon and Flintlock were very interesting characters. I love Flintlock. I love how he turns back and is good at the end. But I think it's a good season. There were some very fun moments too. I think the end of Wishmasters. Wishmasters is my favorite Ninjago episode. I think the end of that episode is great, where the misfortunes keep flips over and they all fall off and stuff. It's a fun episode, and then of course the ending with Nia dying, which was very interesting.
I mean, if time hadn't been reversed, that probably would have been right up there with Zane's sacrifice.
Oh yeah.
Scene.
The one thing that you go.
It didn't have as much meaning.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, you could argue that Zane's sacrifice didn't have as much meaning since he survived, but Zane didn't know he was going to survive.
No, he didn't.
He did it regardless of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Nia didn't know she'd survive either though, so. But she didn't sacrifice herself. She just got.
Yeah, she just.
What even happened? Did it just splatter on her? Did the thing go through her and hit Nauticon? I don't get it.
It must have hit Nauticon and also splattered onto Nia.
I think it's splashed a little bit back onto Nia.
Yeah, I guess it's to the touch, even though it just got on her dress, whatever. You can't have too much doubt. Yeah. It's a kids TV show. It's not smart, but it's not that smart.
Makes sense. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner it's easier to move on.
It's literally about ninjas fighting sky pirates and snakes that can walk, and it's weird. but yeah, it's season 6 didn't happen. Season 7. This is a hot.
Hold on. You missed Day of the Departed.
Huh? Yeah.
Day of the Departed.
Oh, Day of the Departed, yeah.
Yeah.
This is another one we don't talk about.
Yeah, it was it's a very cool concept.
Very poorly executed.
Bad execution.
Bad execution.
For sure.
And it's so bad that they didn't even include it on the little mural in the monastery.
It has good concepts.
The Dark Island trilogy instead. They referenced that.
I wonder if that was do you think that was a a decision that whoever came up with that idea purposefully made sure that Dark Island was above Day of the Departed. They purposefully made sure.
I mean, I feel like Dark Island just had more impact, especially since there was very little impact other than Cole becoming human.
Yeah, and
for Day of the Departed.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't watch Day of the Departed, you didn't know it happened. You're probably so confused going into season 7.
I mean, and it was, I suppose, somewhat of a celebration of the 5-year anniversary, because it was that year 2016, the 5-year anniversary.
Yeah.
And the Ninjago movie was supposed to come out that year.
Yeah.
Delayed. And, I mean, it kind of made sense, but I still would have preferred a full season.
Yeah.
I think it would have been much more interesting.
Yeah.
To have a full season.
I think it was well done, though. Or maybe even not even a full season, but a few episodes. Like, they could have done, like, a mini season. Would have been better.
Yeah. Like 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah.
I think they were kind of rushing that because they didn't have anything to fill that gap between that and Hands of Time.
And Pythor's a bad guy, too, and he wasn't even a ghost? What the heck? Made no logical sense. Day of the Departed was very underwhelming. I enjoy, though. I did love the sets. I do enjoy Day of the Departed, but it's nowhere near the best. It's definitely one of the worst seasons, but I still enjoy it. So, I guess it's more of a guilty pleasure kind of thing. Just, I know it's bad, but I enjoy it. But going into Season 7. Season 7 is a debatable season. I personally, it's not my favorite, but I think it has a great ending.
It was originally one of my top 5, but after more and more seasons came out, it's kind of moving down to like 6 because, I don't know, something about it just felt off.
It really does feel off. It feels... Now, it's important to know, I think I'm right on this, that Season 7 wasn't completely made by Tommy and Drayson, was it? Didn't it have different directors? Some people took over...
On the list of episodes, none of them...
I think
no
it had...
episode was ever directed by Tommy and Drayson. But this was the first season that was not written by the Hageman brothers.
That's it.
Yeah, that was it.
See, and it, in my opinion, made a noticeable difference.
It did.
If y'all don't know, Season 7 is... I have very mixed feelings about Season 7. One part of me loves it because the villains are very interesting. The ending is very interesting. But, I mean, when you look at the meat and potatoes of the season, I mean, they ride a roller coaster car in the desert thing, and they shoot eggs at the monastery, and it's a bad season. It really isn't the best.
Yeah. I love the Time Twins. They were great.
Oh, yeah.
Really, really good villains, but then the Vermilion, just, even with that new element of kind of forming together to make this warrior out of little snakes, I didn't like the Vermilion as much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I absolutely loved the chemistry between the Time Twins. I mean, you got Crux, who's an absolute boomer. And then you have Acronix, who's this young, tech-savvy, always on his Apple or his Borg watch. And it's like, they had great chemistry. I loved the Time Twins. And, I don't know. I found them really, really good. And I hope that... I don't think they'll come back.
I think...
But I'd like to see them maybe at some point.
The door is open.
I think it... Yes. Definitely.
The door is open so that if they ever find a good way to bring them back, they can.
Yeah.
But I don't think they want to rely on it either.
Yeah. But, yeah, I think...
They're just out there.
And you know...
The sets for that wave were kind of underwhelming as well.
Yeah.
The best one was the Dragon's Forge, but then the rest were kind of like...
Yeah.
happens to just have one of my, actually, my least favorite Ninjago set of all time, Samurai VXL.
Oh, yeah. Now, Samurai X, it was nice to see Samurai X back, but we all knew it was Pixel. We all knew, there was no secret
absolutely.
keeping.
There were the hints there. I mean, I could see how like younger kids may not know it, but
Yeah,
it was obvious to some of the older fans.
yeah. But season 7, I enjoy it. It's just I'm not gonna watch those middle episodes. I'll watch the beginning and the end, and that's it. Skip over all the crap in the center that doesn't mean anything. And now we move on to when the Ninjago movie takes place. It's non-canonical with the show, but it has a very interesting impact on the show. And we all know what that is. It's the character design change. They all get new makeovers, new hairdos, which I wasn't a fan of at first, but I've come to terms with.
Yeah.
And we move on to season 8. So this is another one that me and Jin disagree on. I hate season 8.
I really love season
He
8.
loves season 8.
I love season 8 too.
Yeah.
I think it's really well done.
I think I'm definitely in the minority on season 8. It really just doesn't get me. I don't like it. There's not that many problems with it when I look back on it. I like Harumi's why she does what she does, her motives and her reasoning. It makes sense to me. She thinks that Garmadon is a hero. But at the same time, I don't know. The whole Harumi and Lloyd thing, I just wasn't a fan of it. I think she's really just kind of cringy. I don't know. But that's just me. That's my opinion, and I know I'm in the minority on that. So...
Yeah, I think before I go into depth on season 8, I do like the Nia redesign.
Yes.
Partially just because it finally gave us like solid design for Nia, because her figures have been changing face prints every year pretty much.
Yeah.
And then she was stuck with that city face for a while. So I was glad to see that redesign.
Yes.
Only because it gave her something constant.
Yeah. And you know what? I like all the designs except for my favorite ninja, Jay, because they changed his hair color.
Jay just...
It doesn't
Jay is
work.
my least favorite redesign.
I think that they all make sense. Like, Kai's hair is just longer. It looks like it's more gelled up. You got Lloyd's, it's just a little bit longer. You got Zane's, it's pretty much unchanged. Cole's is very similar too.
So was Cole's.
Nia's I like too. She's growing her hair out. She's doing it different. I'm cool with that. But then you got Jay, and they changed his hair color to dark brown. Now I can get it if they did it to like reddish brown, and it's like, oh, it's just a little bit darker now. But you changed it completely. It went from like red to brown. How does that happen? So I don't know.
Yeah.
It was questionable, but I think that's another reason I never enjoyed it. Was I hadn't come to terms with that design yet, and it was like hashtag not my ninja. And I don't know, Baby Woo. Got to talk about Baby Woo.
Yeah. That was interesting.
It's the Baby Yoda of Ninjago. Very cute.
I was thinking that too. That's exactly what I was thinking.
But yeah, Baby Woo is very cool. He's drinking his tea. I can just see it. Baby Woo drinking his tea with Baby Yoda. Man, I love that. But, you know, season 8, it was good. I mean, I guess y'all like it. I've come to more terms with it. It's not my favorite season, but mainly just because of Harumi. But other than that, it's good. I like the ending. And I like how it doesn't end like most seasons. It ends on a more sour note. It doesn't come to conclusion.
It's on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
We wait to continue into season 9. I also want to talk about, I love the flashbacks for each of the ninja.
Yes.
At least for Zane, Cole, and Jay, because those were the 3 who had flashbacks. Just to, like, meeting Wu. This kind of transitioned into season 9, because Jay's flashback was in season 9.
Yeah. I love Jay's flashback, too, yeah.
I just love seeing more insight into that. It definitely was the beginning of Cole, and what would eventually lead into part of the main plot for season 13. It was nice to see Zane kind of interact back when he was with his father.
Yeah.
So kind of discovering who he is. And then,
See, I didn't like Cole before season 8. Now Cole's like my second favorite ninja.
I really like Cole, too.
I really hated him before.
Cole was
my least favorite.
Kai's always been my least favorite, but Cole was my second least favorite. And, he's probably my second favorite right now. Lloyd, actually, I never count Lloyd in that. I always just talk about the original 4. Lloyd, I'm just indifferent about. I don't really like Lloyd anymore. I used to like him more.
He became too annoying.
He's kind of dumb, but I don't know, and I don't like his voice either. But whatever, that's just me. But season 9 was a interesting season.
Season 9, different premise.
Yeah.
For sure.
First, the elephant in the room. Dareth gets powers. Woo! That was the best part of season 9.
Oh yeah.
He drinks the
Now it's in my head again. Thanks.
oil drum.
I'm just glad that didn't last long.
Come on, it can't just be me who wanted Dareth to get a elemental power.
It's just you.
Come on, I love Dareth. Man, great character, but
having the season kind of go back and forth between the original 4 and Blue, having one plot, and then the Resistance, Lloyd, Nia, and the rest having a different plot. I guess it was kind of a precursor to the 10-minute episodes that we've seen in the past few seasons.
Yeah.
Kind of changing it up a little bit.
Yeah, we don't talk about the 10-minute change either.
And I've been saying this since season 9 happened. If there's ever a Toy Story 5, I want the plot to be exactly like this. Exactly like Hunted. Half with Woody and whatever he's doing, half with Buzz and the rest of the gang. Exactly like season 9, you got yourself a $1 billion movie.
Yeah. I think Toy Story 4 had a pretty endy end, though. I don't know. I enjoy the Toy Story movies, but they're not my favorites, personally. I'm glad Toy Story 4 didn't have a stupid twist villain. But yeah.
With Ninjago, one of the big things was they eliminated Mr. E within the second episode, which I think ultimately was a good decision. There were so many villains now, so many in the Sons of Garmadon, and then you had the Dragon Hunters as well. It was good to kind of just remove one.
Yeah.
And after his duel with Zane in episode, I believe, 79, Mr. E just kind of became a background character.
Yeah.
So I think it was ultimately a good choice to eliminate him, but season 9 had several character deaths. We had Mr. E, we had Stake, Harumi, and Iron Baron.
That's one thing that season 9 did that I don't know where that change came from, but they took that seriously. They killed people in that season.
Yeah,
on-screen character kills.
Kind of showed, it kind of reflected the progression of a fair amount of the audience getting older, and kind of reflected that, especially with season 8's ending, and then all the brutal stuff in season 9. There was just so much. Yeah,
and you got season 9. Now, it's not just the people, too. It's the dragons in the other realm. You literally see the skeleton, the heads of the Ultra Dragon.
Yeah.
It's dead.
Oh, that was so sad.
It was so sad. And they're torturing and they're talking about eating these dragons.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It really is. But yes, it definitely is an interesting change up from what they were doing before.
Yeah.
The sets for that season were very good as well, except for Stormbringer. I can't.
Yeah.
What about
there was more sets for the dragon. Oh God! Don't even go there. Don't even go there. There was more sets for. I was really hoping we would get some other stuff for the Resistance other than the Throne Room Showdown, because that was the only Resistance thing we got. Obviously, the only Titan was also with that part of the plot. But I was hoping we would get something like that one vehicle that they had with Skylar or whatever. I was hoping that would maybe show up.
The tank.
Oh yeah, the Elemental Masters, some of them turned back up for this. Forgot about that.
Yeah. Decent amount of them, I think. 8. I want to say 8 of them turned up.
There was a few of them. I think it was Griffin Turner, Skylar, Karloff,
Nero, Shade, Tox.
We got a bunch back.
Yeah, we didn't have Ash.
It was.
weird that Ash
I mean, you
just
had them
wasn't
all
there.
sitting at the dinner table together, making plans and stuff, and it was nice seeing them back. Nice callback to season 4, and it's nice to see them all working together. That's
Yeah,
another
it's nice
thing.
I love Ninja Allies, and we kind of missed this in season 6 when Jay just recruited a bunch of people. But it's like the ninja meets so many people, and it's nice to see them just join up.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was a missed opportunity a little bit in season 7 when Kai and Neil were talking to Skylar. It would have been nice to see her like join up for the final battle against the Titans.
Yeah.
But they just didn't do that, unfortunately. But it's nice when the side characters from previous seasons help out the ninja again. It's nice to see that like they're still there and everything.
It's really nice to see that.
And then season 9 ended with a pretty happy ending.
Yeah. You had the
Iron Baron was basically killed.
Yeah.
They don't acknowledge that in the show, but
I mean, he gets covered in molten lava. I'm pretty sure he's dead.
yeah,
He's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they still set up for season 10 with the Oni, and season 10 is an interesting season. There's a little
season 10 that was 1 episode, but at the same time also 4 episodes.
You know, season 10 is now. I think the only. It's like season 6. The only reason I like season 10 is because the whole Nia and Jay thing. But
I mean,
it was a nice. I liked
that
it.
was a good thing to do for the 100th episode.
It wasn't even. I guess that would have been the 100th episode, but not counting the pilots. The 100th episode was episode 2 of season 11.
Yeah, that was 102.
Yeah. But they count
pilot.
the pilots.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see that finally happen.
Apparently, so.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but season 10, it was very short, and I feel like a lot of us didn't like that, but I felt that it kind of fit a little bit. It was the conclusion to this kind of trilogy that we'd had, the Oni trilogy.
Right. The weird thing about it was we didn't even really get sets for it. I mean, technically we got the legacy stuff, but that was legacy. That wasn't season 10. It was legacy.
Yeah.
We did get that one Oni pack, and I guess you could say our Throw in Monastery season 10 set. Fine, but like we didn't get season 10 sets. We got an Oni battle pack.
Yeah, and I was fine with that. Season 10 kind of just went one in one ear, out the other. Didn't miss it.
I feel like season 10, because the Oni was such a big villain and had been brought up to be such a massive, powerful villain, I feel like a prolonged season, a 10-episode season, wouldn't have worked. Just because they're so big. I feel like they would have had to been defeated relatively fast.
Yeah, it was underwhelming for sure.
For the season, to be honest.
Yeah, they did incorporate several of the legacy sets. A couple.
It was like the Earth Thrower, the Monastery. I think that was it. Most of
they had the bounty
legacy,
as well.
And the golden weapons.
Yeah. So they had that. But I feel like there wasn't really much they could do set-wise for season 10. And since they incorporated some of the legacy sets into it, I feel like that's kind of okay.
It was fine with me.
Yeah.
That's enough thought of it.
Yeah. It was underwhelming. And speaking of underwhelming, season 11. Yeah, did you like that transition?
Not the slightest.
Yeah. Most of the first half was garbage.
But Clutch Powers.
Yeah. It's nice to see Clutch Powers show up and do something.
Yeah, he actually did stuff, like get himself landed in the hospital.
Yeah,
but
he didn't exactly do a whole lot.
How he didn't die, I don't know.
He had that amulet of protection.
Oh yeah, that's true. Man.
But yeah, a lot of that felt like filler. I only really excuse it because it was all setting up for the Ice chapter.
The Ice chapter was very
Asphyra was dumb, but the Ice chapter was good.
Yeah, but I feel like there were still several episodes that we could have just...
Oh yeah, like everything that takes place in that little village was really dumb.
Stupid 2D animation.
Oh yeah.
All of that.
Oh,
Don't come back to my series. Never come back. Go away.
Nope.
I feel like they could have narrowed down that pyramid into just one episode.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Instead of 4.
But
And
no,
they
we
wasted
got
2
bathtub
episodes
time
on
with the
that
ninjas
stupid
instead.
Sand monster.
Oh yeah, the sand monster was dumb.
Whatever the heck that was.
I think that was so that they could have ample screen time of the. Actually, no, because the land bounty was in
the ninja
Ice
fighting
Chapter 2.
people,
Oh yeah.
fighting things, more action. It's what kids want, action.
Yeah, not
This
filler.
episode of the season also housed what I think is the absolute worst episode of the series. No pun intended, but the absolute worst episode is the absolute worst.
Which one is that?
It was bad. The one with Fuji Dome where they were trying to escape.
Oh yeah,
That was the ice chapter. But
That's the one episode I've never
That was
finished.
the worst episode of
I
the entire
didn't even
series.
finish that one. I
that was
just
very
no.
much a filler episode.
Oh yeah.
And very unnecessary, really.
I did like the one 2D animation episode, not the 2D animation part, but I like the one with General Vex's backstory.
Yeah,
That was nice setup.
That added more to the plot.
And it added more to his character too. And
I like the 2D animation. I like
they
the
gave
story.
General Vex
I like
2
the animation.
episodes of backstory. That's a full like normal Ninjago episode of backstory. And I found that really interesting. They were really trying to set him up as a villain, and I think they did a good job. I ended up liking him as a villain.
And I feel like if they were going to do that whole backstory thing with the 2D animation, why didn't they do it for Asphira as well?
That would have made a lot more sense.
But they didn't. And the animated stuff, the anime, I guess, just felt like a weird choice.
Yeah, I'm glad that they're still doing it actually.
Yeah, they did it in season 13.
No, not a
Ugh.
fan. Just please.
It doesn't
stop.
feel like
Please.
Ninjago.
But once we got to the ice chapter, I felt like there was a lot, with a couple exceptions, there was a lot more to the
Yes.
story, and it felt like it just had more purpose and direction.
That and it was actually interesting. And I could
Yeah.
actually keep my eyes open.
And then it's like the twist of Zane being the Ice Emperor.
I saw
I
that
would say
coming.
A decent amount of us saw it coming,
Yeah.
but it was still
Yeah.
a good twist.
I don't know what point I saw it coming. It was like midway through the ice chapter. I
Yeah.
was like, it's Zane, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. Just season 11 was fine for the second half, but it still doesn't land as one of my favorite seasons. I think it's a mediocre season.
Yeah.
All in all, it's
The
mediocre.
Ice chapter and fire chapter. We can pretend they're 2 separate seasons. Fire or ice chapter, top 10.
Yeah, I'd say it's in top 10.
Ice chapter, or fire chapter rather, not so much.
No.
Yeah, Fire Chapter would go on the bottom, for sure.
Yeah.
We also got introduced to Akita as well, which is another nice side character.
Yeah, a character we'll probably never see again, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Akita was fine. I found her interesting. She wasn't really annoying, but
Yeah, she was.
Too bad we'll never see her again.
yeah.
It's the Never Realm for a reason, because you never
And
see it again.
Crab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I did not like that. I found that dumb. Really
Yeah.
dumb.
I like Crag.
It was.
They didn't
I
even make a
feel
big
like-
fig.
I feel like with Baby Woo and then with Crag, they're setting up Cole to be kind of a parent figure.
Cole really is
And-
like
We
Yeah.
see that in these instances with Woo and then with Crag. I feel like they're setting that up.
yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
He really is a becoming just the dad of the ninja team. He's kind of replacing Wu at this
The
point.
sets for that season were on point.
I love them. Firefang, perfect.
Not so much that one, but
Come
Yeah,
on, I love Firefang. A big snake again? Come on. I love
Which Titan Man?
yeah.
Yes.
The best Ninjago man of all time.
It's a great set.
I
It's
mean,
so good.
I would argue that Zane's Titan mech is right up there with it now. Now that I've got it.
Which is Abe's Titan Man?
The legacy one, the new one.
Oh, I know. I can't. There's giant triangle things on his shoulders. No.
No.
I mean,
Nope.
I personally like the design. Plus, the knees really help.
The knee joints.
I think you're in your own boat on that one.
Makes it close, but other than that, Titan mech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there were some good sets with that wave. For sure. And I think the most disappointing one was that castle.
Yeah, that castle wasn't very.
I was really hyped for that and like really low.
The whole set should have been the castle. Borealis was great, but Borealis should have been in its own set.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
And then,
yeah, I was not too hyped for the land bounty, and I was like really hyped for the castle. Oh, this castle's like it looks amazing.
Yeah.
Land bounty, I'm not too sure about this.
Dude, Land Bounty was like my favorite. No, probably my second favorite set. It's one that I still really want, but I probably won't.
Awesome. Look at all these cool features it has. You can separate the top. Look at all these figures. The
Land
castle.
Bounty's great.
Yeah.
Man, okay, it's a castle. What does it do? Oh, you can make Lloyd come closer to the Ice Emperor. Ooh, you got a couple exclusive figures, but okay. Congratulations. Yeah. Like the dragon's kind of bland. Doesn't even stand up by itself.
Yeah. One thing I loved about that land bounty was it really felt like the first Destiny's bounty that was very accurate to the show. It felt extremely accurate. I found other ones to be inaccurate in certain ways, but it had the one thing all the others were missing, an enclosed cockpit. Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah.
It even had the windscreen. It was an interior. Every Destiny's bounty has an interior. And none of them have had interiors, really. But this one did.
Yeah.
And I loved it. It was great.
Yeah. And then we get to season 12.
Would you like to enter Prime Empire?
I thought that was...
I don't.
It's a very, very reminiscent of Rebooted.
Very.
Yeah.
Which I somewhat liked.
What I appreciate about this, it got into the plot right away. There was no messing around.
Oh yeah, there was no stupid ninja or lazy. You got right into the action. The chase with the mechanic. And by the way, the mechanic. Undeniably, one of the best returns of a side character.
Dude,
ever in any season.
I can't wait to get this minifig in the gardens.
That's...
In like a couple weeks.
TJ, when I was talking to you about the figures I'm ordering, that's it. I'm ordering the mechanic. I'm not getting that set, but I'm ordering the mechanic for sure. Man.
I'm waking up at midnight to order that set, going back to bed, and then hoping it ships later that day.
Yeah. It's... Man.
I placed another shop at home where, like, not important, but like, I ordered the X1 Ninja Charger, the Overlord Dragon. Still hasn't shipped that. I ordered that New Year's Day at 7 a.m. Still hasn't shipped yet.
I ordered mine later than you did, and mine shipped out. Yesterday. I'm getting it tomorrow.
Serious?
I'm getting them tomorrow, and I'm live building them.
You're joking.
I'm not.
Right.
I'm getting the Boulder Blaster tomorrow.
I got the Boiler Blaster from Target. I was actually working on it before we started this. I got to finish back 5, but...
Man, I'm excited. I just wish it came with Karloff. It was really just a good opportunity.
That would have been so good.
Instead of Legacy Lloyd again, Karloff, even if he was in that orange jumpsuit, they reused it from Harumi, it would have been fine.
Yeah. Or
I would have
in
been okay with that.
I would have been fine with it. But no, we gotta have Legacy Lloyd again, because...
Or Clutch Powers again.
Yeah.
Clutch Powers is such a wasted space.
Honestly.
Like,
Clutch Powers is also in Ninjago City Gardens.
Yeah.
And it's the same one. It's not even an exclusive. He just has the new satchel. It's
the same one?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's the same.
Yeah. But back to season 12, we have to talk about the mechanic in this season.
Yeah. I love seeing him return and actually have some relevance to the plot.
I found Unigami was fine, but the mechanic had such a more interesting... Just a very interesting point of view for the story to take.
Is he back in Kryptonian prison? I don't remember what happened to him.
I don't know. He might have escaped.
Wait, what do you mean?
He might have...
After season 6?
No, after 12.
After 12.
I don't know what happens to him after 12.
All we see is him run away screaming when the portal opens at the end.
Yeah.
And he either gets captured or he's still on the loose.
Yeah.
And ultimately, I think on his own, without a purpose, just robbing places and whatnot, I feel like he's going to get captured easily.
I feel like that's a fine conclusion to leave the mechanic on.
Yeah.
But, man, what a comeback for a side character. There have been side character comebacks in the past, but the mechanic, I think, is the best one they've done. It was very nice, and he had a lead role. For more than the first half of the season, he's pretty much your main antagonist. And That's what I want to see in future seasons, is bringing back old characters. Even if they're side characters like he was. It was great to see him.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, and then Unagami was definitely an interesting villain. He was a different villain.
Yeah.
Compared to most other Ninjago villains.
Yeah.
And I kind of like
different.
that. I like that that at the end he was redeemed, and that he could he was kind of dealing with that. It was kind of dealing with the whole idea of being abandoned and feeling alone.
Yeah.
And I think having Jay being able to relate to him at the end was really good.
Yeah.
Also, why is it whenever we get Jay as a supposedly main ninja for a season, all the other ninja get, defeated or disappeared?
I don't know.
Because why do something different? Why let the ninja live?
I feel
why do it?
For some reason, losing all his friends really brings out the most in Jay. Because I feel like when the other ninja are around, he can kind of joke and laugh and have fun. But
that's how he copes with things, and it's been stated. He copes by joking and making stupid jokes because he's insecure.
Yeah,
I think we're due for a Kai season.
Yeah, I think
a Nia season is inbound right now.
I'm fairly certain that Kai will at least get some development in Nia's season, just because they're siblings.
Yeah.
Their parents.
See, I'm calling it season 16 is a Kai season.
What about season 15?
Season 15 is a Nia season.
Season 14. What about season 14?
That's a Lloyd.
That's Lloyd again.
Are you sure? Okay.
Yep. He's on the box art. Get the Lloyd season.
Okay. I guess. I haven't paid attention to the box art or anything, so I don't know. But
that's typically how it works. Whoever's on the box art is typically your main ninja.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, season 12, my overall thoughts on it. I like it. It's definitely in probably my top 6 or 7. I think it's well done. It's nowhere near as good as the next season, but it's...
Oh, yeah.
I really enjoy parts of it. Like, whenever they're back in Ninjago, whenever the mechanic's on screen, anything having to do with him is very interesting to me. The beginning of the season and the end of the season I love. But if I feel like anything else that took place in the video game world was kind of filler. It just... It really just felt...
It didn't feel... Cool. We got to meet, like, Scott, Racer 7, all those other characters.
They didn't feel interesting to me. They were very just surface level. They're here, now they're not here. You see them for one episode kind of characters. They're not interesting to me. And it really felt like filler. It felt like the Mega Weapon thing.
The sets for that wave.
Yeah.
Sets were...
It was hit or miss.
I hated the sets.
It's easily one of the best sets of 2020.
I got a few of them, but I just didn't like them. The gamer pods were nice, though. Getting 2 figures for $10.
Yeah,
that was the best part.
I'm sick of J Dragons. No more blue dragons unless it's for Nia. Enough is enough.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Enough's enough. The Empire Temple was fine. The Mech Jet was fine. I did not like the Ninja Tuner card. Was not a fan of that.
Yeah.
No, I got that set, and nope, that's a no from me. Mm-mm.
What else was there? Let me go. I gotta go again. Look.
Nothing interesting. That's for sure.
All the Velocity Racers were actually
Yeah,
those were pretty good.
They were good for their size. For how small they were, especially Jay's little plane. I mean, I still have Lloyd's bike together.
Yeah.
But yeah, season 12 was... It was good.
Okay. It was better than season 11.
For sure. It was a step up, but it still had a little bit of that filler
stuff.
Yeah,
it had a little bit of filler, but not nearly as much as season 11.
But I think that they really perfected their art in season 13.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Ninjago is back in its prime.
Any Ninjago season.
Before we move into season 13, I also want to say that Okino and Racer 7 they were really great characters in that they reflected Unagami himself.
Yes.
Because they were always failing at their mission.
Yeah.
Their primary objective, which I think which Unagami was well, and then the ninja help the character. And
they help each one along the way.
Themselves.
They help Okino, then they help them, and in the end, they help Unagami. And I enjoyed the end of season 12. I liked that last shot of Unagami and his maker walking away,
Yeah.
holding hands. It's a great ending.
I like the fact that Unagami was a child. I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know, but maybe it's the fact that Unagami is still.
30 years old, but I think.
30-year-old dude.
Maybe it's Unagami is almost reborn. I don't know. I'd like to see it that way.
It was kind of just, I think, reflective of him being abandoned.
But the Shazam didn't even get a minute.
Yeah. Maybe it's more having to do with the fact that Jay was like, I was abandoned when I was younger. And Unagami's kind of taken on that idea. Like, the same happened with me. I was abandoned when I was younger. Now I'm back to what I was. And I enjoyed that. But Season 13...
Season 13.
Wow.
Oh, Season 13 is one of the best.
Top 3 seasons for sure.
I think it's in my top 2. And it's not number 1. It's 2.
And Sons of Garmadon is your favorite.
No, it's actually Hunted.
It is? You changed it?
No, my
Gosh.
favorite's always been Hunted.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you were just Sons of Garmadon all the way. Oh,
It was.
I'm sorry.
And then...
But yeah,
No, but Season 13,
fantastic.
definitely very good. There was
Season.
a little bit of filler.
A tiny bit. That
But-
falling episode was kind of dumb.
I'm talking more like the first episode with those dire bats.
Those were
Kind of
stupid.
pointless.
Those were stupid. But it's okay. And they didn't attack when they left.
Yeah.
What was with that?
I don't know. They didn't want to interrupt that moment at the end.
But you know what?
But,
I really appreciate the season for the character development that Cole and Luke got.
Absolutely.
Really
That's what I was about to bring up. Cole?
It's nice to see.
Yeah.
Cole development was definitely very, very good to see. But it was also nice to see development for Wu, because I feel like
That was my favorite part of the whole
that's been
season.
overlooked.
And it was overlooked for sure, but Wu... I mean, we haven't really thought about that much before. He's kind of becoming more useless as seasons go on. The ninja could beat him in a fight now. They're really becoming the masters. But it's important to see that with age comes wisdom and guidance. And you can still be a guide to those younger than you. And that was really nice to see. It was... I loved his development. Very well done.
And just, like, not giving up just because you're old.
Yeah.
That was another, like, nice little message. Like, just because you're getting older doesn't mean you have to stop doing what you enjoy.
Like watching Ninjago.
Yeah.
You can stay a man-child, it's
That's
fine.
a little hidden message in there.
Yeah. But, yeah. That was the character development was the best part of that season. For sure.
Yes.
And even though the villain was a little lackluster, I didn't see... Well, actually, I don't remember if I saw that twist coming of him and Banjo.
I feel like, I kind of saw that twist coming a little bit. Only because I just felt like Vanya was too predictable of a twist.
Yeah.
And then there was, like, really only one other person we had met.
Yeah. I mean, it was fine.
Taro, so...
But again,
It worked.
the villain
It was
wasn't the
effective.
main part of the season. The villain wasn't the most important thing. It was Cole and the story of his mother and Wu. And I think that it's very well done, very well executed. The seasons, I liked how the ninjas split up a little bit, then they came back together as a full army, and they had to fight Griefbringer. It's a great...
Bringing all those people that met along the way together,
Yeah.
that was really nice.
It was nice to see the ninja bring together two fighting clans, essentially, and bring them together as one. And then the Upley, too.
I want a mini big pack of those, like we got
Yes.
the Arnie.
I would love that. I would love it. They wouldn't even need
They
any
need to be
new
the set.
molds. They could just use existing molds.
Maybe.
Who knows? I would like to see it.
And I feel like having the two different factions that were kind of fighting each other was also kind of like a comment of today's society. Just like, you have to find a common ground. You have to find what
Just
both
fight for
groups
the
have
greater
in common
good.
and get together and work together.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was a really important message.
And I like the way they presented that, too. Like, while fighting each other, they could never stand up against the Skull Sorcerer. But whenever the ninja came and taught them how to work together and showed them how to work together, they ended up ultimately winning. And being able to fight off the Awakened Warriors in that final battle, it was great. And it was nice to see everyone united, and a very, very nice season overall.
I'm excited to see what they have planned with this Venge Stone, because
Me too.
that was obviously brought back for a reason. I want to know what it's for.
If Klaus comes back or something, I predicted Klaus.
I feel like
but
it's possible we could be seeing villains from previous seasons kind of uniting together. The ones that are still alive.
All over again.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Except it's just the ones that are still alive.
I don't think that's going to happen with season 14, but maybe 15.
I feel like season 14 will, again, set up more about what's going to happen in season 15 with the
Yeah.
Season 14
I think so, too.
Like taking place on an island or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
and there's some sort of like golden dragon circle thingy
I'm
in each of the sets.
I'm guessing it's going to,
We'll see.
like, maybe season 14 will end the way season 8 did, with a cliffhanger. Maybe a villain, maybe they're bringing back a villain. Maybe that's their plan.
Season 13 kind of ended on a cliffhanger because they just kind of took the bounty and just like, see, we'll be back next year, you know?
They're going off on another adventure. But yeah, and the sets for that were good too. I love the
I was
sets.
very disappointed by the Skull Sorcerer's Dragon.
Yes.
It's very front heavy, and you can't even fold the wings away and make it look good like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Wu's
The
dragon
sets
though.
are good. The Minor Creature, the Fire Shemek, Wu's Battle Dragon, Skull Sorcerer's Dungeon,
Yeah.
and the Fujitsu Bursts were not great.
Yeah.
Not the slightest.
Yeah, they were. Yeah,
They were fine though. I like the
They
pieces.
got the job done, I guess, but
Yeah.
they didn't work right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found it
I
best to
got
just
one
take
of
the
those.
rubber band off and then do it.
Yeah. But yeah. Eventually, with the Skull Sorcerer's Dragon, I'm gonna try and mod that to be more like Firstborn in
Yeah.
the build style. Because
Firstborn is one of my favorite. It's my favorite.
yes, that is a great set. But if I may eventually mod it to be like that so that the wings can flap instead of that.
It's not even that the wings can't flap. I want them to be able to fold back, like
And it's so
what's
front
the-
heavy.
Yeah.
It is very front heavy. Like, I want them to be able to fold back. I'm trying to think of it. Like the Ultra Dragon. No, yeah, like the Ultra Dragon. Like they can like be on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that we've run quite a bit over time. I'm having someone tell me that it's time to wrap this up, unfortunately. But it's been awesome talking with you guys, and I'm glad we were able to get through all the seasons.
Yeah. It's been
So-
great discussing all these seasons. Yeah.
Thank you both so much for joining me, and thank you to my audience. Thank you for sticking around for an hour and 25 minutes if you've stuck around this long. I greatly appreciate it, and I hope to bring you more episodes this year with more people. Let me know if there's anyone you would like me to interview down in the comments below, and make sure to like and subscribe for more awesome podcast episodes like this. Thank you so much to TitaniumJay and Djinnblade, and their YouTube channels will be linked in the description, so you can go check them out. And I will see you all next time. Have a great day and a wonderful week. Yes, happy 10th anniversary of
Yeah,
Ninjago.
happy 10th anniversary.
So thank you all so much. Have a great day and a wonderful week. Zbricks out.